You ever catch that moment? When she glances at you, then quickly looks away. You probably thought she was just distracted. But here's what really happened. She was silently begging for your approval. It's subtle, almost invisible. But it's there in the way she laughs a little too loud at your joke, how she fidgets with her hair when you're around, how her words trail off like she's hoping you'll fill the silence. And here's the kicker. Most men never notice these signs. They walk away clueless, thinking she wasn't interested. But once you spot these cues, everything changes. Have you ever caught a girl doing one of these around you? Comment your experience below or drop a "if this video makes you see women differently." Stay till the end. There's a twist. You walk into the party. The music's loud but not overwhelming. Laughter spills across the room like it's rehearsed. You're scanning for someone you know, then it happens. She laughs at something someone said, then glances your way. Not directly. Just a flicker. A flicker that feels like a lightning bolt if you're paying attention. But you probably weren't, because you thought she was just being polite, just glancing around, just living her life separate from yours. But what you didn't know is that she saw you before you even saw her. That glance, that wasn't random. That was a move. See, most guys never realize this, but women play an invisible game. A game of testing, signaling, and measuring the world around them. Not with words, but with glances, silences, and subtle shifts in tone. It's not about manipulation, it's about reading strength. Emotional strength, social strength, masculine composure. That girl at the coffee shop who keeps looking up from her book every time you move. She's not checking the time. She's checking you. Her subconscious is running silent calculations. Does he notice me? Does he hold eye contact? Is he the kind of man who needs my attention ... or commands it? This game doesn't announce itself. There's no scoreboard, no referee, but it's always on. And if you're not tuned in, you're not just losing, you're invisible. You probably thought you were just ordering a latte. Meanwhile, she was watching how you spoke to the barista, how you stood, if your shoulders collapsed under social pressure, or if you moved with calm certainty. And here's the hard truth most men never hear. The game doesn't stop when you walk away. She remembers the way you looked when you broke eye contact first. The way your voice dipped when you felt unsure. The way you hesitated just before speaking. None of this is about being perfect. It's about being present. Next time you feel the urge to glance away, don't hold her gaze. Let the silence stretch. Let the tension build. That 1 second longer might say more than any pickup line ever could. Because when you stop reacting, you start leading. And that's what she's really watching for. There's something magnetic about her laughter. It's not just sound, it's an energy that fills the space, wraps around you, pulls you in. You crack a joke, maybe without even thinking much of it. It wasn't your best line. But suddenly she laughs. A little too loud, a little too long. And for a moment, you wonder, was it really that funny? You look closer. She's glancing at you between the giggles, almost as if she's trying to gauge your reaction to her reaction. It's subtle, but it's there. The way her eyes flick toward you mid-laugh, the slight lean forward, the way her fingers graze the rim of her glass as she laughs, just a second longer than necessary. And here's what most guys don't realize her. Laughter isn't always about humor. It's often a currency of connection. A bridge she's carefully laying between you and her. She's not just laughing at the joke. She's laughing to say, I'm comfortable around you. I'm inviting you in. You see this all the time, but you probably never thought twice about it. The girl at work who chuckles at your lame office jokes. You assume she's just polite, maybe trying to keep the atmosphere light. But then you notice she doesn't laugh like that with everyone else. Her laughter is reserved, selective, and when she's around you, It spills out effortlessly. It's easy to get caught in the surface-level illusion. You think, wow, I'm hilarious. But here's the truth. She's not testing your humor. She's testing your leadership in the moment. She's offering warmth, but she's also waiting to see what you'll do with it. Will you lean in? Will you guide the moment forward? Or will you get drunk on her validation and start trying too hard? There's a subtle tension hiding under every laugh like this. She's not giving you a free pass. She's giving you an opening. Most men trip here. They get addicted to that laughter, desperate to chase it again. They turn into dancing monkeys, cracking jokes just to keep her smiling. But not you. You're the kind of guy who's learning to see behind the curtain. Next time she laughs like that, pause. Don't rush in to fill the space. Hold her gaze. Let the moment stretch, just a little. Let her lean in, chasing your next move. That tiny pause flips the script. Suddenly, you're not reacting to her. She's reacting to you. Because here's the deeper truth: her laughter isn't the reward. It's the invitation. And most men never see it. But now you do. There's a moment most men miss completely. A small, almost meaningless gesture. Or so it seems. You're talking to her. Maybe it's at a dimly lit lounge where the music hums just low enough for voices to dance between sips of drinks. She's listening, eyes locked in, but her fingers start to move. Slowly, she twirls a lock of her hair around her finger. She lets it slip, then she does it again. Absent-minded? Hardly. You probably think she's just fixing her hair. Maybe she's nervous or fidgeting without realizing it. But here's what's actually happening. She's acutely aware of your presence. Hyper-aware, in fact. And that simple motion, it's not random. It's primal. Women have been using these cues since before language even existed. Touching the hair, adjusting jewelry, smoothing their dress. It's not vanity. It's a signal. It says, I care about how I'm being perceived right now. And specifically, but you don't think about that gym girl you've noticed before. She's tying up her ponytail right as you pass. You assume it's just coincidence. She had to fix it anyway, right? But then you notice she glanced at you right before adjusting it. Then suddenly it clicks. She's signaling. She's not consciously thinking, let me twirl my hair because he's here. It's deeper than that. It's instinctual. She feels your presence, and her body responds almost like it's trying to optimize itself under your gaze. She's polishing the frame, highlighting her femininity, subtly pulling focus toward herself. But here's where most men mess this up. They either don't notice at all, or they notice and immediately react, getting too eager, leaning in too fast. They validate her without realizing they were already holding the power. You're different. You're learning to see what others can't. When you notice her touching her hair, adjusting her necklace, or fixing her dress right after making eye contact, pause. Don't say a word. Don't rush to compliment her. Instead, lean in just slightly. Lower your voice. Hold that eye contact for a heartbeat longer than feels comfortable. Watch her carefully. 9 times out of 10. She mirror you. She lean in too. She adjust again, maybe even smile nervously, because deep down she feels seen. Not in a creepy, overbearing way, but in that rare, magnetic way where you notice everything, yet remain calm. And here's the beautiful irony. When you stop chasing these signals, they start multiplying. She'd test you again. Another hair twirl, a glance, a shift in posture. And you'll sit back, steady, watching the invisible dance unfold. Because now you know those tiny touches aren't random. They're requests for approval, wrapped in silk and hidden in plain sight. There's a kind of silence that feels like quicksand. It starts off soft, almost pleasant, then slowly pulls you under. You're sitting across from her. Maybe it's a candlelit date, soft shadows flickering between your faces. She says something, maybe about her favorite place to travel or some memory from her childhood, and then she stops. The words fade, but she doesn't look away. She just stares down at her glass, gently swirling it, as if waiting for something. You feel it immediately, that subtle pressure creeping in. Your brain kicks into overdrive. Should I say something? Did I miss a cue? Is she bored? You start scrambling for words, filling the gap with whatever comes to mind. But here's the truth. She's not bored. She's not distracted. She's testing your ability to sit with tension. Silence, to most men, feels like failure, like a glitch in the conversation. But to her, silence is a canvas. It's space she creates, intentionally or instinctively, to see what kind of man she's really sitting across from. Does he panic? Does he rush to entertain? Does he collapse under the weight of a quiet moment? Or does he breathe? Does he smile softly, hold his ground, and let the moment stretch? There's a woman I remember from a networking event. She was sharp, confident, captivating. We were deep in conversation, and halfway through her story, she suddenly stopped mid-sentence and just looked at me. Most guys would have jumped in, nervously laughing, trying to steer the conversation back on track. But instead, I just let it hang there. I raised an eyebrow slightly, held her gaze, and waited. She smiled. That was the test. She wanted to see if I could handle her presence without folding. She wanted to know if I could hold space, not just physically, but emotionally. See, most people, especially men, fear silence because they think it means disinterest. But women often use it to signal interest. It's like a hidden invitation, a door she leaves cracked open. Just enough for you to step through if you're bold enough. Next time this happens, when she suddenly quiets down, looking away or down, letting the conversation drift, don't chase. Don't rush to speak. Instead, lean back just slightly. Let the tension build. Smile, almost playfully. Watch what happens. You'll often find that she'll break first. She'll glance back, smile, or shift closer. She's not withdrawing. She's drawing you in. Because here's the truth: most guys never realize approval isn't always loud. Sometimes it's hiding inside the quietest moments, waiting for the man who isn't afraid to hear it. There's a particular kind of look that freezes time. It's not accidental. It's not casual. It's deliberate. And it's devastating if you know how to read it. You're in a crowded room, the kind of place where conversations overlap and glasses clink in the background. Then, through the haze, you feel at her eyes. You look up. She's staring right at you from across the room, calm, unblinking, almost daring you to notice. And just as your heart picks up its pace, she looks away, a soft smirk curling at the corner of her lips, almost like she's saying, "I see you, but do you see me?" Most men don't. They chalk it up to coincidence. They assume she's just scanning the room, bored, letting her eyes wander. But that's not what's happening here. That's not what's happening at all. What she's really doing is sending a direct, unspoken invitation wrapped in mystery, cloaked in plausible deniability. She wants you to notice. She wants you to wonder. She wants you to feel that little spike of adrenaline that makes your pulse quicken and your thoughts race. It's her way of flipping the script without saying a word. She's putting you in a position where you're now aware of her presence. The question isn't whether she noticed you. She already has. The question is whether you're the kind of man who can handle the weight of her gaze. This happens everywhere. On the subway, in a coffee shop, at the bar. The glance, the smirk, the look away. You know that feeling you're sitting there, minding your own business, when suddenly you meet her eyes. She looks down, plays with her phone, then looks right back, almost like a challenge. And here's the harsh truth. Most men look away too soon. They feel that tension, that magnetic pull, and instead of holding it, They flinch. They break eye contact, fumble with their drink, pretend to check their phone. But you're not most men. You're learning something powerful here. The next time this happens, when she locks eyes with you, then quickly looks away. Don't move. Don't chase. Don't even let your expression change. Stay right where you are. Let her be the one to glance back again. And when she does, meet her gaze. Steady, calm, playful. Hold it just a heartbeat longer than you normally would. Then, if you want, you can look away on your terms. That subtle shift flips the entire dynamic. Suddenly, you're no longer reacting to her test. You're the one creating the tension now. And she feels it, deeply, because eye contact isn't just about seeing, it's about being seen. It's about letting her feel the full weight of your attention, without giving away your composure. Most men never master this. But you're the kind of man who sees the game behind the game. And now, every glance she throws your way will feel a little different. Because now, you know exactly what it means. There's something about the way she asks it. The words seem innocent enough, just casual conversation. But there's something underneath. You're sitting across from her. Maybe it's a quiet dinner. The kind where the lights are low and the world outside feels a million miles away. She leans in slightly, tilting her head, and asks, "So, what would you do if you got promoted?" "Tomorrow?" You pause. It catches you off guard. It sounds like harmless curiosity, right? Just small talk. But the way she's watching you, eyes locked in, waiting, it doesn't feel casual at all. That's because at ISN single quotes T. This is what most guys miss. Her question isn't really about promotions or plans or future dreams. It's about something deeper. She's testing your certainty, your direction, your ability to lead not just yourself, but her too. Women instinctively seek out men who are grounded in their values, men who know where they're going even when life throws curveballs. She's not looking for the right answer. She's looking for your answer. You've probably seen it before, though maybe you didn't recognize it. You're at a gathering, chatting with a friend's friend, when she suddenly starts probing. Do you see yourself staying in this city long term? What's your biggest goal right now? How do you handle pressure at work? At first, it seems random. You might even think she's just curious. But watch closely, her body language tightens slightly. She's listening more intently. She's observing, not just your words, but your energy behind them. In her mind, every answer you give paints a clearer picture. Are you confident? Hesitant? Playful? Serious? Do you get flustered when talking about your goals, or do you own them without apology? Here's the secret. She's not trying to stump you. She's subconsciously searching for a man who can carry the emotional weight of leadership. A man who doesn't just have plans, but who owns his plans unapologetically. Most guys fail this test without even knowing it. They stumble, they downplay their ambitions, they try too hard to sound impressive. But that's not what she's drawn to. Next time she asks you one of these seemingly innocent questions, don't overthink it. Don't perform. Answer with calm certainty. Even better, add a playful edge. "Oh, if I got promoted tomorrow." Simple. "I'd take over the world by Friday." Say it with a smirk, with relaxed confidence. Let her feel that you're not rattled by the question. You're enjoying it. Because confidence isn't about having all the answers. It's about owning your story, however it unfolds. And here's the beauty of this dynamic. Once you see this test for what it really is, it stops feeling like pressure. It starts feeling like an opportunity to show her who you really are without trying to impress, without forcing anything. She asks because she wants to be impressed, but not by your status or success, by your certainty. You grounded nest. Most guys get lost in the words. You'll hear the question beneath the question, and you'll answer with the quiet power of a man who's already won. It usually starts late at night. You're lying in bed, Scrolling, the room dim except for the faint blue glow of your phone. And then it happens, her name pops up on your screen. A like, a comment. Maybe she just watched your story. You feel that little jolt in your chest, that shot of adrenaline makes you sit up a little straighter. But you brush it off. She's just scrolling, you tell yourself. It doesn't mean anything. But deep down, you wonder, was that really just random? Here's the truth. Those digital moves aren't as innocent as they seem. Women use social media like a silent battleground, a place to subtly test the waters, to plant themselves in your mind without ever having to say a word. It's not always deliberate in the way you think. Sometimes it's conscious, sure. She sees your story, hesitates, then taps it anyway just to let you know she's watching. Other times, it's instinctual, a deep, primal urge to stay in your orbit, even from afar. Think about this. Why would she suddenly like a photo you posted 3 months ago? Right after you posted a new one? Why does she suddenly start popping up in your views after weeks of silence? It's not coincidence. It's calculated curiosity. She's leaving breadcrumbs. Subtle reminders of her presence. Not enough to seem desperate. Just enough to make you notice. To make you think about her. To spark that mental loop in your brain. Why is she watching now? What does this mean? She's testing something. And it's not whether you'll reply immediately. It's whether you'll stay composed. Most guys fail here. They see the notification, and like clockwork, they respond liking her back. DMING. Her showing instant interest. They fall straight into the trap. But you're not most guys. The next time this happens, when she likes an old post, or watches your story late at night, don't move. Don't rush to engage. Let it sit there. Let her wonder if you even noticed. And when you do choose to reply, if you choose to reply, do it on your terms. Calm, playful, unattached. Because here's the reality most men never understand: social media isn't about words. It's about attention. Whoever stays calm controls the frame. Whoever waits wins. She's not just scrolling. She's signaling. She's leaving a digital fingerprint on your life to see if you'll chase. But you won't. You'll watch the signal and smile, because now you understand the trap. And the moment you stop chasing it, you become the man she can't stop watching. There's a shift that happens, a quiet, almost invisible transformation. One moment, you're the guy scanning for signals, wondering what her glances, her laughs, her texts really mean. The next, you're the one she's looking for, waiting for, subtly chasing. And it doesn't happen by accident. It happens when you finally understand this truth. Approval isn't something you chase. It's something you give. You've seen the signs now. You've watched her laughter linger longer than necessary. You've caught her fixing her hair the second she spotted you nearby. You've sat through those silences, feeling that magnetic pull she leaves hanging in the air. You've met her eyes across the room, felt the weight of that lingering glance before she looked away. You've heard her questions, those innocent little probes meant to test your vision, your confidence, your certainty. You've even spotted her subtle digital footprints, those late-night likes and story views she hoped you wouldn't ignore. But now you see it clearly. All of it was a dance, a game of mirrors. She wasn't just seeking attention. She was seeking your approval, craving it, in fact. And now, you get to decide how you respond. Imagine this scene. You're walking away from a conversation. Calm, steady. You didn't chase. You didn't over-explain yourself. You didn't leap at her every signal. And as you leave, you feel it, that lingering stare from behind. She's watching you now. Her eyes follow you, wondering what's going through your mind. Wondering why you didn't bite at the bait like every other guy. That's the moment it hits you. You've stopped playing the game by accident. You've started leading it. The difference between the man she tests and the man she chases isn't just confidence. It's self-control, emotional independence, the ability to see the signs, acknowledge them, and yet remain unfazed. You don't need her validation. You don't need her signals. But you notice them, you respect them, and you respond only when you choose. That's the essence of masculine power. It's not about ignoring women or playing cold. It's about recognizing that every interaction, every glance, every giggle, every lingering question is simply an exchange of energy, a subtle dance of attention and approval. And now you hold the frame. The next time you notice her seeking your approval, whether it's in person, through her words, through her eyes, or even through a late-night notification, don't chase it. Observe it, appreciate it. Smile, knowing exactly what it means, because now you understand. Her approval seeking isn't a signal to pursue her harder. It's a sign that she's already chasing you. And the greatest power you have isn't in reacting to every sign. It's in knowing you don't need to. That's when you become the man every woman remembers. And every man wonders how you do it, because most men never get here, but you just did. You've now seen the 7 subtle ways she seeks your approval, through her laughter, her hair touches, her silences, her eye contact, her probing questions, her social media signals, and those quiet digital breadcrumbs she leaves behind. Watch for them. Not to chase her, but to know you hold the power now. And remember, spotting the signs isn't the goal. The goal is becoming the man who doesn't need them anymore. If this script opened your eyes, drop a in the comments. And the next time you spot one of these signs, smile to yourself, because now, you know,